We begin a brand new week here on Three Man Front. Pat Landrum, Molly Conrad, the whole gang back together. Hope everybody enjoyed their spring break as the basketball season rolls along. Man, what a game last night. Everyone across the country talking about the incredible comeback by UConn over Duke. We'll spend some time talking about that. We've got scrimmage football happening last Friday at the University of Alabama. We'll get into that, but I welcome my teammates in on this kind of cloudy, overcast, but warm enough day on this Monday. Landrum, hope you're well.
I'm well, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Molly, you well?
I'm amazing.
Conrad, nice to see you again. I like the way you've kind of redone your hair a little bit. It looks good.
Thanks.
A little more product.
It's the same.
Is it?
It just looks like you might have
Like
combed
you
it.
teased it out a little bit.
No,
Oh, like I combed.
Kind of teased it out on top.
I put conditioner.
It's got like a little bit of a mini
That's a first.
cockatoo.
looks a little softer than it normally does.
That's what I was going for. Well, you can touch it in the next
If you were a
break.
bird, you'd be a cockatoo.
Well, thank you.
Coming up later in the show, we'll talk to Nick Kelly, who was in Chicago, Illinois. It was a very short trip for those covering the Alabama basketball team as Alabama loses to Michigan 90-77. But you know what? Based on what you saw Tennessee basketball did or didn't do against Michigan, losing by 23, not that bad.
No, it's pick your poison against that Tennessee team or against that Michigan team. No, Michigan did to Tennessee what I think a lot of people thought that they would do to Alabama. Luckily, Alabama was able to make more shots from the outside.
Yeah, at least Alabama made it a game for half before things went sideways. Tide led by 2 at the half against Michigan. The Wolverines held Alabama to just 28 points after halftime. Tide shot 39% in the first half, which was odd because it was good enough for them to have a 2-point lead, but they only shot 32% the final 20 minutes of the game. And Bama, they held their own rebounding in the first half, but then Michigan took care of business. They out-rebounded the Tide 46-32. So we all believe that that's Philon's last game, right? I mean, there's no way that he's coming back. 35 points, 6 3-pointers, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 turnover, 39 minutes of basketball. So I would say that Conrad and the rest of the Yay Alabama group, they got their money's worth.
Yeah, you got your money's worth.
Year.
You got quite the return on investment from that kid. And for him to be able to be around through that program as long as he was, that's a bonus, and you don't see that very often. But going back to Michigan and what they did, look at their bench points and just how deep and how they can hit you in so many different ways. Alabama just not enough guns.
Yeah, Yax Lindeborg, if a lot of people hadn't really seen much of him, if you're more of an SEC person, didn't watch Michigan a lot or didn't pay attention to what Yax Lindeborg did at UAB for 2 seasons, he had 23 points. He was 4 of 5 from deep. And you and I talked about this on Friday, Landrum. The biggest thing that we saw from Yax Lindeborg, because I was fortunate, if I was on every broadcast that Yax Lindeborg played as a UAB Blazer, and his outside game has improved so much. Because if he would have been able to do that at UAB had really good seasons with Yax, but man, if he would have been able to hit 4 of 5 like he did against Alabama on Friday night, then all of a sudden that UAB team would have looked completely different.
Well, you started seeing that aspect of his game late in his UAB career, and that would have been before they went on that NIT run in California. But the thing about Yax is Yax will do what you need him to do. He's not I've got to take over this game. I got to get my 29, because you'll look at some of the games that Michigan had. He knows his role, and if it's not his night or the offense is flowing through someone else, Yax Lindeborg has no issue being a great teammate and making sure that guy gets the ball.
And obviously the other thing with him at UAB is because he literally had to play the big man.
Yeah.
Whereas at Michigan, he's not the big man. Like, he can be the guy that can be the 3, and he can shoot a lot of threes. He can be the outside presence.
He was one of your better outside threats for that particular UAB team late in that season that AK actually had. It was not a great shooting team.
Yep. So Yax put on a great show, not only Friday night, but yesterday for Michigan. But you have to wonder about Amari Allen, and we'll ask Nick Kelly coming up a little bit later in the show. I know a lot of mock drafts love Amari Allen, but my goodness gracious, he scored 4 points. He shot 0 for 4 on threes. He only had 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 turnovers. He had 4 fouls. Allen missed 23 of his final 25 3-point shots that he shot this season. And when you're in a Nate Oates offense and you miss 23 out of 25, you got to wonder like moving forward, I don't think anybody's saying, hey, we don't want Amari Allen to come back, but the kind of offense that you play, and he's a no-show in the NCAA tournament. I mean, that's got to ask that question. I mean, that's serious.
No, because as you mentioned, you fire up an average of on a night like you got on Friday, 53 pointers. You're going to need some extra guys, not just one guy to be able to do it. We've seen other guys that struggle from the outside, but that clip right there, woo!
23 of 25.
When it counts.
I mean, when Williamson was hitting better three-pointers than Amari Allen, that's a problem.
Yeah, it was bad for him, but I guess I look at it in kind of a positive way, which is he's going to have to come back to college now.
That's true.
And I will gladly take that guy for another year because he was going to be, about a month ago, he was projected to be a first-round pick in the draft. That's not going to be the case anymore. I thought he was outstanding as a freshman. The offense deteriorated at the second half of the season, but bring him back for another year. Sign me up for that.
What was the game that, was it the Arkansas game at home that he was so big?
Mississippi State.
Or Mississippi State?
He hit 6 of 7 three-pointers on February 25th.
It's in there. It's in there somewhere. Just got to get it more consistent.
The good news is that Philon has obviously now, he will become the poster child for anybody that wants to potentially come back for Alabama. Just because he is going to get a nice payday.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be a lottery pick. And so with that being said, that can be what you recruit guys. And that's what you can go to Amari Allen and say, hey, look, end of the season did not go quite like you wanted it to, but obviously you know our system. You've got opportunities. You can take a page out of the blueprint and the page of the book of Philon and what he did coming back, and look how much more money he made.
And the grass is not always greener. And not saying the two players, but I'll take another example. Nick Pringle. Remember that guy?
He's been like 3 other SEC schools.
Yeah, he was kind of a bust for South Carolina and Arkansas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the same thing. And I remember did he take that many threes? He did not, but he at least shot some threes when he was at Alabama. I don't think he attempted a 3 this year for Cal. I think Cal might have told him you don't take a 3. What I'm saying is it's easy to get lost. Just be careful what you ask for and jump into another program.
So Alabama finishes the year 25-10, and I was looking at the Midwest region, all-region team. 3 Michigan Wolverines, 1 Tennessee Vol, and LeBaron Philon. So that's your all-Midwest team. So pretty interesting, to say the very least. But Alabama 25-10, and Greg Byrne, Conrad, had a very interesting tweet that came out over the weekend, and we will ask Nick Kelly a little bit later exactly what it means, because right now it's just a link to a website.
Yeah, if you were on Twitter on Saturday night after the loss on Friday, Greg Byrne did, I think, the Alabama fans a solid, just posted a picture with Nate Oates and said, hey, he's not going anywhere. He's not leaving. And then, as you mentioned, the lovely link to the Yay Alabama website if you want to contribute to the NIL fund there for the basketball program. So that's good news. I think that I know there's a lot of people that were having fun with it over the weekend of, well, it's not like anybody wanted him anyways. Get your head out of your butt. He's one of the top 10 coaches in college basketball. There's plenty of schools that would have loved to have the opportunity to hire him. So getting him back in Tuscaloosa, credit to Greg Byrne for getting that done.
It'll be interesting to see what the final numbers are, if indeed there is an extension that has been signed.
He made 5.5 this year.
It will also be interesting because most people in North Carolina said that wasn't even, like, he wasn't even on a list at all.
Well, and the other good news is Tom Izzo apparently has nothing else to do, and he's going to coach until Lord calls him home.
That's the one you need to worry about.
Yeah. So,
well, based on what you heard from the Arizona coach this weekend, I think North Carolina maybe has a pretty good feeling about a certain coach.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. You can tell that North Carolina, by throwing the brakes on, the information has come to a halt over the weekend. The only information that was coming out of North Carolina is that they are pausing the idea of building a new arena. That's the only update out of the Carolinas. NC State names their new basketball coach today, an assistant for Rick Barnes at Tennessee. So we'll have to wait and see the Final Four coming up this weekend, who ends up with the North Carolina job. We mentioned Michigan. They blow out Tennessee yesterday, 95-62. Yaks dominant again, 27 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 Wolverines in double figures. Imagine that. The Vols led 16-14. Michigan goes on a 21-0 run.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
They turn the lights out on him quick.
But the game of the day, the game of the tournament was UConn over Duke. The Blue Devils blow a 15-point halftime lead. Duke is, in fact, not the first team in this year's tournament to blow a 19-point lead. Just so happens the team down Tobacco Road that they're the big rival to was the other team that gave up a 19-point. I don't think Shire's going to be fired, though, unlike Hubert Davis.
Well, you can do that to UConn, not VCU.
Correct. But Braylon Mullins, man.
Good night, Braylon.
I was more impressed.
VCU.
Correct. But Braylon Mullins, man.
Good night, Braylon.
I was more impressed the fact that Alex Caravan, when he got the pass, and then he had two guys come up on him, how he just, no problem, and just threw it back to Mullins like it was a designed play.
Yeah.
And then Mullins has less than a second and a half to get the ball
and
up.
Then
I mean, it was
the quick release ball immediately to fingertips. Just get it out.
But also helped when, what was the Duke player that did not have his
Caden Boozer?
No.
The one that
No, I'm not talking about. It was Edwards who didn't even put his arms up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then somebody went and found his, I think his Instagram and
it's
his
get your hands up or whatever.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
That's his Instagram name.
Yeah.
Yeah, not good.
Braylon Mullins, I went back and looked at his high school stats. He shot almost 50% from outside.
Hence the reason he got a scholarship to play basketball at UConn.
50%.
It's not bad.
That's quite
And this
good.
was not just your high school, hey, playing in 3A region, whatever. This was AAU circuit ball. 50%.
So how do you think it will be at the Boozer household? You got Cameron Boozer, who is probably National Player of the Year. He finished with 27 points. Meanwhile, his brother Caden Boozer will forever be linked to the fact that if he just held on to the ball, game's over.
After that, I think portfolios in future.
Yeah. He's got that Duke degree. He'll be fine. Got a famous dad, got a famous brother. He'll be fine. He might not play G League, but
he'll play in the NBA. He's still a good player.
I'm not saying he's not, but I mean, I don't think Caden Boozer is going to be like one of the top picks in the draft.
No, but he'll still have an NBA career.
We don't know that.
Yes, we do.
No, we don't.
No, we don't.
We don't know that.
Okay.
This could be, that could have been the game that ruins his life.
He'll be like Chuck Knobloch. It's just like a mental thing now. Like he'll never be the same. Never be the same.
We see the 30 for 30 a few years later.
Well, when he goes through the Wonderlic tests for the NBA and they ask him, like, what do you do? Why are you trying to pass the ball when all you got to do is just sit on it? That was pretty amazing. Game-winning shots in the final second of the Elite Eight. This is the first one since 2017. Do you remember the last time it happened? 2017?
That was the national championship, wasn't it?
It was Luke May, North Carolina against Kentucky. That was in the Elite Eight. Scotty Reynolds in 2009 was Villanova against Pittsburgh. Kristen Leitner, he did it twice. Remember, 1992 and 1990, once against Kentucky, once against UConn. And then before that, it was 1979 when Bob Heaton, Indiana State, did it against Arkansas to put Indiana State in the Final Four with Larry Bird.
Oh, Bob Heaton?
Bob Heaton. Yep. It's also interesting, and I know many people saw this, but when Duke was up 44-25, they had a 98% chance of winning the game. 5 minutes left to go in the game, Duke had a 94% chance to win the game. With 3:44 to go in the game, it was 82%. 50 seconds left to go in the game, Duke had a 65% chance of winning.
I felt really good about it with 42 seconds left.
10 seconds left to go in the game. 90% chance of winning.
Yeah.
90% chance. And the unthinkable happens. Let's take a listen to what it sounded like on. There is a chance. Hey, that's the point. You had a chance. You had a 10% chance of winning, and UConn pulled it off. This is the way it sounded on CBS yesterday afternoon.
Get it into Boozer, back for Sarr, ahead, Boozer, that ball deflected and stolen by Mullins. Caravan, 2 seconds, Mullins tosses it up. Oh! It's good! We're point 3! UConn goes in front!
Unbelievable. Great call.
Yeah.
Did you not like it?
No, I thought it was a great call.
Okay.
It was a great call.
I was about to say.
No, it did not lack anything. That was a really good call.
And if you missed the viral clip on social media by Bill Raftery, I mean, Bill Raftery, he is a treasure.
He is.
An absolute treasure. He's 82 years old. He grew up in New Jersey. He held the state high school basketball record for the most points scored for 9 years in the state of New Jersey. Matter of fact, a record that Seton Hall head coach Shaheen Holloway, he didn't break. How about NBA legend Kyrie Irving? He didn't break it. So Raftery has better numbers than those two players that I just mentioned. He played basketball at LaSalle. He was drafted by the New York Knicks, did not play in the NBA, though. He was head coach at Farley Dickinson. He ended up at Seton Hall. After Seton Hall, his broadcast career began in 1982, calling Nets games. And then he's been with CBS Final Four since 2014. His trademark quotes, onions, send it in, big fella, with a kiss, a little nickel dimer, get the puppies organized, all those things that Bill Raftery says. But for him to say, to do all this at the age of 82 is pretty remarkable. But the clip of him and his reaction, like he literally just went off into la la land. A lot of people on social media said, we almost lost Bill Raftery yesterday. Just watching his face. It was like the life had been drained out of his face, but just an incredible call. And I know Conrad played it this morning on the morning show, but take a listen to the Duke announcer. This is the way it sounded on the Duke radio network, the final shot of the game.
Get it in, they do for Boozer. Bobbled it, back for Sarr, needs to get rid of it, does for Caden. 7 seconds, trying to throw it ahead, deflected, stolen by Connecticut. 2 seconds, it's Mullins up top for the win. Oh, he hit it. With 0.3 of a second to go. Malachi Smith ran off the bench. That should be a technical, but with 0.3 of a second to go, Connecticut has the lead, 73-72. As Connecticut got the 3 from Mullins after the turnover from Caden Boozer.
Just kind of worked it in there. Should be a technical.
That'd be great if they had called a technical right there.
For celebrating one of the greatest shots in modern NCAA tournament. That's such a Duke thing to do. Try to find that technicality.
It was interesting the way that he called the shot. Can you play that portion again? I thought it was
where he just kind of dropped off.
It was an interesting style. It wasn't the oh my gosh, devastating.
It's good.
It's Mullins up top for the win. Oh, he hit it.
Oh, he hit it.
Yeah.
Oh, he hit it.
Oh, he hit it. Oh, well.
Oh, he hit it. There's a lot of other words I'd like to use to show my frustration right here, but oh, he hit it.
Well, and it felt like, not to bring up Nebraska for no reason, but like when Tyler Tanner almost hit that shot against y'all and all the players just had that look of, oh, that's going in. Like you could tell when you saw the clip of John Shire watching it, it's like they all knew. They're like, that's going in.
Yeah.
Like it was that pure. It's a great shot.
All the blood has left John Shire's face.
Shire took it pretty well.
I mean, what are you going to do?
Oh, that's a tip of the cap. There were a lot of different things we should have done not to be in that position.
I mean, you should have lost to Siena. You should have lost to St. John's.
No, let's just go back to the 19-point lead we had.
Well, yeah, and that. I mean,
we had a 19-point lead, guys.
UConn made 1 3-pointer in the first half. 1.
You hit 1 free throw in the last minute, just one that you missed, you win the game.
Oh. So for all of the hype, all of the Cooper flags, the boozers, the runs that Duke has had the last 2 seasons, zero hardware.
Same hardware that Auburn and Alabama have. Which is zero.
That's why this is the best tournament, the best playoff, the best postseason that we have in college athletics.
Yep. So the Final Four is now set coming up this upcoming weekend as Michigan will take on Arizona, and you'll have UConn against Illinois.
Ugh. UConn and Illinois side, I think a lot of people viewing the title game is Michigan and Arizona. I am.
Yeah.
Not that the other two are not going to be worthy opponents in a title game, whoever they face, because I think that the matchups will be quite comparable. But Michigan and Arizona. Woo. Was that 1.5?
Yep, both point spreads about that.
It's going to be a good one.
Yep, should be. This is Reaction Monday. Love to hear from you. 1-800-239-WJOX. We'll talk to Nick Kelly at 12:15. Molly will have her movie minute. Blue Chips is the movie that she watched, and she will give us her review on coming up.
Everybody needs a neon Bedeau.
Yes, they do. In this day and age, you can get them legally.
Yes. Nate Oates, Stephen Pearl, you need a neon Bedeau.
Yep.
Well, how many people would love to only have to buy a Lexus for somebody? That'd be a steal.
You ain't lying.
Phone calls are coming in. We'll get to those calls next on 3 Man Front. It is 10:24 on this Reaction Monday. Calls coming in, 1-800-239-WJOX. If you missed it Friday afternoon, the Mississippi State Supreme Court on Friday, they have denied the NCAA's appeal of the Trinidad Chambliss eligibility lawsuit. The Ole Miss quarterback remains eligible for the 2026 season. Josiah D. Coleman, what a great name of a justice in the Supreme Court in the state of Mississippi. Josiah D. Coleman, the presiding justice, issued the ruling Friday. It's another key legal win for Chambliss, who was seeking to get another year of eligibility after the NCAA denied his waiver. He was granted a preliminary injunction last month, paving the way for him to play for the Rebels this upcoming season.
Today, football fans all across the great state of Mississippi,
they are rejoicing, my friend.
Rejoicing in victory over the big bad entity that is known as the NCAA.
So Trinidad Chambliss will be out there quarterbacking just like all of us thought he would, but it is now official based on the Mississippi State Supreme Court.
Yeah, if there was ever an outcome that I would have predicted, that would have been the one, considering not that the judge wasn't going to rule in favor of Trinidad Chambliss anyways, but the way that the proceedings happened and leaving early and the judge not knowing that you were leaving and all of that just kind of felt like it, from that level to the others, it was not going to go your way.
I can tell you that the people around the Ole Miss football program, they have not wavered one single second on this in regards to him being eligible to play. There was never a worry in a million years that he was not going to be able to play.
Is there any word, though, on Chandler Morris?
I have not seen anything on that yet.
And the mental anguish and the problems that he had during one of his 7 seasons as a college football coach or player. When he was at TCU, right? It was the mental anguish after being injured and then
correct
watching his team get beat 65-7.
Yes.
To Georgia. That'll stay with you.
Well, flu season is hanging around and pollen season is coming, so make your home healthier with Trane's Clean Effects Home Air Cleaner. It removes up to 99.9% of airborne particles that cause allergy and virus. It's 100 times more effective than standard air filters and 8 times more effective than HEPA room filters. So go and find a dealer at Trane.com.
800-239-WJOX. It's a Reaction Monday. Let's go to our friend Don. Don. Hey, Don.
Hello, guys. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Everything. The only thing good for me this weekend was seeing Duke get beat and the Stallions winning. But I'll never make another bet with Conrad on Alabama Auburn again. Landrum, I'm jinxing us. First time in 24 years that
I agree.
Alabama has swept everything. It's all my fault, guys.
It is. And everybody's blaming you.
Oh, dude. If you only knew, I'm getting freaking killed by everybody.
Have you ever won a bet you've made with me, Don, involving Alabama and Auburn?
I don't think he has.
I don't think I have, and we made a deal this morning. I'm not bet with me and you going to bet on other things. It ain't going to be Alabama and Auburn anymore. But Pat, real quickly, did you happen to see the viral video of what the Louisville fans were doing to the team? They made a walk through a VIP area, which is ridiculous.
It looks like, honestly, it looked like they were at Twin Peaks.
Dude.
That's exactly what it looked like.
Yeah, no, it really did.
I mean, it looked like they had a Twin Peaks at the stadium in Louisville, and credit them, it was sold out, over 14,000 in attendance for the football game, because that is a small venue. That is the idea that the UFL, they want smaller venues. The only 2 big venues is Protective Stadium and, of course, the Dome in St. Louis. But, yeah, I mean, they made them walk through there, and I thought it was plexiglass all the way up to the top, but it wasn't.
No.
And then all of a sudden they started mouthing off, and I think it was Ross, the wide receiver for Birmingham.
AJ McCarron got upset too and went at him, but no on the Louisville fans though, and I heard from several of the horsemen that went up there, the majority of the fans treated them well. They actually invited them to their tailgate, which we would do when Louisville returns here, everything. But yeah, I mean, it's always just about 20 or 30 people that do that. I mean, it happens on every college campus like that to some people. But okay, I know Louisville had a good. I mean, it was a great atmosphere. And I think didn't St. Louis have 35,000?
No, they did not. I can tell you exactly how much they had. I can tell you that they played at the exact same time that the St. Louis Cardinals were playing.
Oh Lord!
And the Battlehawks outdrew the Cardinals.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Sure did.
Well,
St. Louis had 31,191.
Good grief.
That was their attendance for their game against D.C. Meanwhile, the Cardinals drew about 25,000.
Okay, now didn't the other 2 games, though, Orlando and Dallas did not have good crowds, right?
Dallas had 8,870, but they're playing in an extremely small venue as well. So 8,000 in a 10 or 11,000 seat soccer stadium is going to look better than it would if you're playing in a larger venue.
Well, I tell you what, guys, if you look at the ticket map on Ticketmaster for our game, Pat, I think we might hit 20,000. I do.
Good. That means that A.J. McCarron gets to coach with his shirt off.
Well, will Riopolo let him?
I don't know. Now that Ripoli's St. John's has been eliminated from the NCAA tournament, maybe now he'll pay attention to the league that he bought, because he was at the basketball this weekend. He was not at a football game.
Mm.
Well, you know what I found out last night, watching the game last night? He owns a very good horse that might win the Kentucky Derby. He won the prep race. He's got a very good horse. It's probably going to be the Kentucky Derby favorite. He owns that horse.
Fantastic. Well, that's good for him.
All right, guys. Well, I'll see everybody tomorrow, and I know I'm going to get killed about everything tomorrow, but bring it on, people. I'm a good sport. I'm a trooper.
All right, Don. Thank you.
We don't have to listen to him sing again, do we?
I don't think so.
Oh, we're not doing that.
We can just tell him he's good.
No, he can go in the parking lot and sing it if he wants to.
We don't need that.
No. We'll get back to your phone calls, text messages as well, 205-834-9450.
$10:34, 3-man front here on this Reaction Monday. Text line is open, 205-834-9450. Digesting basketball from this past weekend. Looking ahead, spring football practice continuing around the SEC, including places like Tuscaloosa and Auburn. We'll get into that. Nick Kelly joining us in the 12 o'clock hour. Spring is finally here. What does that mean? That means there's baseball. There's all kinds of fun activities outside, but it also means, unfortunately, pests like mosquitoes. Mosquitoes are out in force, and our friends at Stark Exterminators, they want to use the most environmentally friendly mosquito control available. Whether you're trying to fight off the itchy mosquito bites or you need to set up preventative service, you can trust the experts at Stark Exterminators like our family. made the call over 3 years ago. One of their professional team members came out to our home, inspected it thoroughly, inside and out, came up with a tailor-made plan just for us, and they're always on call, ready for you. 100% of your satisfaction as a customer is guaranteed. Call today for the free home or business pest inspection. It's really simple. Call 855-STARK-NOW or go to StarkExterminators.com. That's 855-STARK-NOW or StarkExterminators.com. Stark has been family-owned for over 62 years. And again, 100% of your satisfaction is guaranteed. 855-STARK-NOW. Always tell them Landrum from Jock sent you.
So Alabama back on the practice field today. Auburn is not. Bama did scrimmage on Friday. Players will be made available coming up in about 25 minutes from now. We'll get to hear from them. My intel tells me that Ryan Coleman-Williams had a huge day on Friday. Huge. Multiple touchdowns. Not a lot of drops, so that's good news. No separation between the quarterbacks yet. Both looked very good for the most part. Top 5 or 6 offensive linemen, Jackson Lloyd and Javen James. Carroll, offensive guards, Nick Brooks and Carroll. Ethan Field, center, was Delgatti. Did a really nice job run blocking of that group I just mentioned. Not really sure what that says about the defensive line, though, because we've heard that. Is it a good offensive line or is it a bad defensive line? So you got to kind of figure that out as the spring goes on. The tight end group had a very good day, really good blocking in the run game. A.K. Deer had some really nice runs. Offensive line created holes up front consistently. The general feeling is that the offensive line needs to develop a little bit more depth. They really like their front 5, but it's trying to develop those guys behind that. Pass protection was solid, didn't allow much pressure. That goes back to the question with the defensive line. Is it the defensive line not doing good enough things and the offensive line's having their day, or EC? I mean, it's just kind of a balance trying to figure out how that goes. But I was told by multiple people that there is no separation right now at the quarterback position.
But it's so hard to tell because your defensive line, if they're dominating camp, what does that tell you? But if the defensive line, if they win a day, but then the offensive line wins a day, generally that tells you that you're going to be okay. It's just in my experience.
Yeah, no, you're right.
And through talking to coaches.
Yeah, no, you're right. I was just, if you saw the video, those 3 touchdowns by Ryan Coleman-Williams, sorry. They're pretty nice.
I also did some checking on Crowell because, he's out. DeBoer said on Friday that it's not a day-to-day thing, but this is a week-by-week thing, which, what's the problem? So I reached out to some people, and they said that he has not gone to see a specialist or anybody outside. It's
got to be a muscle
of the normal, routine of the guys inside that building.
Well, that's what they said it was, or we thought it was at the beginning.
Yeah. So I thought it was a strain or some kind of pull of a muscle.
Yeah, and it was just a precautionary thing of keeping him out.
I would be shocked if you saw him.
I've seen enough of him.
I was about to say, keep him healthy for the
That's
fall.
one you can keep in the box until you're ready.
Yep.
Yeah.
Keep him healthy.
So Auburn, no practice today. They will be back on the practice field tomorrow. It will be practice number 7.
I was going to go school shoe analogy there.
And I think they might be looking at perhaps Thursday night I think they're going to do their first scrimmage on the Plains because Golish had mentioned that they wanted to do it at night. And so practice number 8 is scheduled for Thursday. And then on Friday, Golish will have a press conference at 4:00. So I'm just putting 2 and 2 together, thinking they scrimmage Thursday night.
Gives us the briefing on what he saw.
And then on Friday, after you get a chance to look at the tape, look at what took place. So we're in full swing when it comes to spring football practice, as Bama's only got a handful of practices left. Matter of fact, they'll be down to 4 practices after today. And then the 5th will be A-Day. So it is coming fast.
Just keep everybody healthy.
And they'll, probably scrimmage one more time before A-Day, I would imagine?
Yes.
Alabama?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and looking at the schedule, it might be Friday as well.
Okay.
Because DeBoer is meeting with the media on Friday, just like he did this last Friday. So just putting a lot of 2 and 2s together, looking at the schedule for both Alabama and Auburn. 1-800-239-WJOX. Let's get back to the phones As this is Reaction Monday, Nick Kelly will join us at 12:15.
Let's go to, I believe this is Chris. Chris?
Landrum, Pat, Molly, Conrad.
Chris,
how you been?
How are you?
Hi.
Try taking a guess at the once again, as I called it. You go up there and you crap the bed.
How did they crap the bed?
It's almost catharsis by proxy at this point.
How did they crap the bed?
You crap the bed because you still haven't advanced past your ceiling once again because you're all gas. You're all flash and no gas. Because when those shots don't be hitting, you get blocked out. On rebounds, you get your shots blocked. And you wind up sitting back looking pretty much like a female dog at the end of the day.
So you're saying that Nate Oates in Alabama should go the Michigan route and spend $20 million on a future NBA roster. That's what you're saying. How much are you willing to donate?
At this point, you might as well. Because, my God, people, and it's ironical that we hold the Bama football team to a higher standard than we do these guys because at this point, I was even talking to Conrad and all about it because he says, yeah, you kind of have a point there. And I'm like, oh, now I have a point. Here we are once again.
Yeah.
It's honestly disgusting and how much we're willing to stomach at this point when we're playing to have higher standards. But but enough of that. How about those Stallions, baby? Giddy up.
Did you make the trip to Louisville, Chris?
I'm sorry, what?
Did you make the trip to Louisville?
No, I had to work that night. But I definitely we watched the game, watched the film. The defense is coming. It's pretty much picking up where it left off from last season. To a degree, it just got to get better on the coverage. Offense still struggling when it comes to the running game, but still new guys they got to gel, and offensive line got to gel together. Hadn't really spent that much time together, so I'll give them a pass there. Special teams, got some work. Got to do some work there.
Got to find a field goal kicker, Chris. Can you kick field goals? Are you open for a tryout for the Stallions?
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to toe it or soccer style it?
I'll probably soccer style it, but like I said, I'm not going to be too hard on this. It's just the first game. We'll see how it progresses by game 4, if it really needs to be addressed. I think you also need to get your offensive coordinator has to get more in touch with his scheme, I guess, because when that RPO style. It looked like it might be fitting Matt Corral better. Just saying. Then just going behind center. What do you guys think?
Chris, we appreciate the phone call. Thank you. I think that your offense is going to start out a little slow. League like this, limited time in camp, everybody's just coming together. You just broke camp. That's generally the way that it goes.
I mean, hey, if you got a defense like that, the offense can take its time to come around a little bit. The wide receivers looked really good. I mean,
I think the wide receivers look very impressive.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Defense causes 3 turnovers.
Yes, you want more from the offense and you'd like to get in the end zone more often, but I would say that the kicking game was really the only negative for the Stallions on Friday. That's got to be a lot better.
Well, if the kicking, if that continues, we've seen in the past where Skip Holtz went and grabbed a guy literally over the weekend to kick in a playoff game and kick effectively and win a game.
Yeah, they'll figure it out.
So
they will.
I'm not familiar with this fella. He's breaking the string of great kickers, though.
I know we have kind of put together a legacy. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not going to even learn how to say his name. That's not that hard. It's Garibay.
Yeah, that's it.
Texas Tech kid. Should have known. I don't know what that means. Reaction Monday. We continue on 3-Man Front.
Your foundation and waterproofing specialist is Deep South Construction Pros. Deep South is a family-owned company with real Southern roots. If you're dealing with foundation issues or moisture problems, Deep South Construction Pros, they can handle that for you. Foundation repair and waterproofing, that's the backbone of what they do. From cracks and wood damage to crawl space, moisture, and mold, their trained crews fix the problem at the source. The owners are proud Alabama locals who are committed to you and the great audiences in Alabama and the state of Tennessee. In the Deep South, we all know reputation means everything. That's why Deep South Construction Pros put their name on every job. If it's your home, it's their commitment, because if it's your home, it matters to them. So go to their website, deepsouthconstructionpros.com. That's deepsouthconstructionpros.com for foundation repair and waterproofing. More three-man front on this Reaction Monday on Jocks. You know, it was an interesting news day on Friday when we departed here for the weekend. You had the Supreme Court decision over in the state of Mississippi. And for the life of me, so many people across this great land of ours continue to ask the question, why can Tiger Woods not hire a driver? Thank God he's alive, and thank God nobody else was hit. Like, what are we doing here? Does he not make enough money where he can hire a driver?
I'm with you. For a guy who has spent his entire career with another human being carrying his stuff for him, why would you not have a driver?
The amount of people in the golf world that I saw over the weekend defending him and his act, like, it wild to me. I get it. He's like a mythical figure in the golf world, but he's going to seriously either he's going to pass away in a tragic accident or he's going to cause someone else to lose their life. It's not acceptable. I don't care who you are.
So, according to legal scholars that is looking at the current situation that he is in, they say that most of these charges probably won't even stick.
Shocker.
He was released from jail at 11:15 p.m. Friday. He was held in custody for 8 hours, which is mandatory when you pick someone up under the potential influence.
So do we think that this is just painkillers? Too many painkillers that day? Has he been driving around conducting life on painkillers every day?
Well, this is what happened the last time he got in a wreck.
That Tiger Woods probably is in a lot of pain on a daily basis. I get that. I wonder how much is he prescribed to take? How much is he taking? Because with some of these, I know what the bottle says.
I assume that's why he said that he would not administer a blood test.
I think that's a safe assumption. I'll just say, like, when I've had surgeries and stuff before and I've been on painkillers, no way on earth I should be behind the wheel of a car. You can barely walk half the time.
All right, so he's charged with 3 charges: driving under the influence, property damage, and refusal to submit to a lawful test. So according to some legal scholars that I saw on television over the weekend, here's the legal timelines for his defense team. Arraignment will be scheduled in the Martin County Circuit Court within 2 to 3 weeks. His court date hasn't been publicly released yet. Bond has not been listed. Traditionally, this will be about a $1,000 bond, which obviously not a big deal. His lawyers will file a motion to suppress based on the unlawful detention argument. They're going to say that he was illegally, held.
Because he passed the breathalyzer.
Correct. They will challenge the field sobriety test results, giving his medical history. A plea deal is possible, similar to back in 2017, where DUI was reduced to reckless driving. That was back in 2017. If he is convicted of a DUI, the sentence for a first-time misdemeanor conviction is up to 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine, 6 months probation, DUI school, and community service.
He's not going to jail.
No, I go back to what Conrad said. Whatever this is, let's nip it in the bud. Whether it's get a driver or cut back on whatever medications you're being prescribed or when you take them, let's do that, because he's going to end up killing himself or killing himself and or other people.
Well, and the other thing with it is, I mean, your son is about to go to college and start his career as a golfer. I don't think you want to miss being a part of that. Like, I think you would want to be around and be there for Charlie and be able to enjoy his successes and have that relationship like he had with his father and those memories. And you don't want stupid decisions like this to prevent that from happening.
You just wonder if this is that aha moment for Tiger Woods.
I would have thought the last one was.
Yeah.
Some people don't have a rock bottom. Their rock bottom is death.
Well, and if ultimately, I mean, if you walk away from something like this and you feel like the punishment was more so a slap on the wrist.
I also have to consider someone who's been at the top. He was a child prodigy coming up, been at the top of their game. You are Tiger Woods. You are the, let's compare Michael Jordan, the whoever.
Yeah, you probably think you're invincible and you're,
Someone, I guess, close to him or that knows him told people, because I guess they asked him why won't he hire a driver, and this person told people that he doesn't want anyone to watch over him or know what he is doing, and he thinks he is fine to drive.
That's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So Tiger Woods' girlfriend, Vanessa Trump, yes, that is part of the Trump family. That is Kai Trump's mom.
I did not know that was his girlfriend.
She was, yeah. So she married a Trump. She kept the name.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Was it Don Jr.'s first wife?
Think so.
Gotcha. Okay.
She took to Instagram on her Instagram stories and she reshared 2 posts from her eldest daughter, Kai Trump, but she made no reference whatsoever to the incident with her boyfriend, Tiger Woods.
When they showed him on the TGL, he did not look good prior to the crash. Did you guys not think last week? It was Team Jupiter or whatever they were selling. It's just the way he always looked. Hope he gets it figured out this time. More reaction Monday here in the next hour. Nick Kelly coming up as well, talking Alabama spring. And Nate Oates, does he go and find a big man or two in the offseason? 3-man front continues right here on Jocks.